What's up, everyone? I'm CL Connolly, and I hope everyone had a great New Year's. Yes, I'm trying to get back into posting videos. So, I have a goal that I'm trying to reach. I want to sell 2,000 books by July 1st. Now, here's the thing. So, my cult series is supposed to be coming out this year. I'm going to try to get at least 3 books out. Now, of course, one of those books is the Disciples' Doctrine, which is the Bible that goes with it. I will tell you that the 4-book series can be read without the Bible, but the Bible fills in blanks, if that makes sense. So, here's the deal. I am trying to sell 2,000 books. It doesn't matter which one of my books is purchased. The Affair series does have a box set that is only available on my website. So these 4 books, let's see if I can get them all in my hands. So these 4 books all come in one box, along with a notebook that is only available on my website, a bookmark, a little lapel pin, and a keychain, as soon as I can remember words. And those items are also only available on my website. So the box set is only available on my website due to the fact that it comes with the extras that are only available through me. I have them specific that they're available through me. And I still haven't decided yet whether or not I was going to make the Disciples' Doctrine only available through me. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it is going to be smaller than this. Like if you look at the difference in the size of my books, I always do my single titles. I do my single titles slightly shorter than my series titles. They're only slightly shorter. Now, the Disciples' Doctrine is actually smaller because it's a 4x6. So it's going to be like really small. And I have it done that way specifically because, Bibles that are smaller are easier to carry around. And I think it would be awesome if I saw a bunch of people walking around just with the Disciples' Doctrine. I mean, I'm not saying that people are going to be all like, oh, follow me, join the disciples. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it would be awesome if it did. Anyway, so my goal is to reach new readers. So if a bunch of people share this video, plus I have it on Facebook, I've got it on TikTok. I'm going to also add it to my Twitter and potentially Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out how I would do it to Instagram because, pictures and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to do that. Plus, I'm not really too sure. I'm not going to lie. Okay, I know how to share stuff to my story, but I don't know how to repost an Instagram post. Does that makes me sound old because I'm not really too sure how to use some of these things? Maybe, but that's okay. So I'm going to try to put it on all my social medias just to put it out there in the world. I want to sell 2,000 books. I could sell, a box set and that's $4 and I'm okay with that. So that's just how that works. I want to sell 2,000 books, even if it's, several box sets with 4 books in it. My box set is only available on my website. I do have my website linked in the bios of all my social media. I believe I also have it linked here on YouTube. So you can go to the link and click on the link and you can find all of my books there on my website. You can also get them on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. You can look me up on Google and a bunch of stuff pops up there, which is actually kind of awesome. I was so excited to find out that there's a Google page with me on it. But that makes me sound conceited. Anyway, so Disciples' Doctrine, I am editing the prayers and ceremonies now. So that is almost done. It will be going to my editor by the end of the week. Yay for that. So I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks, because I'm going to have a meeting with my editor, and we're going to discuss all the changes and everything that may need to be made. Only because I've had a beta reader that said that it's probably not pertinent enough to have its own book. But I like it this way, if that makes sense. Like I actually enjoy the fact that the Disciples Doctrine is its own book, even if it's small, because like initially it was, I want to say like maybe 5,000 to 7,000 words was all it was. And that was with the copyright page and the title pages and stuff like that. So yes, anyway, but it has more words now. It is longer. There are more pages, and I'm excited for that. Now, of course, once I go through and I accept or reject the edits, then that is a totally different chance on how many pages it will actually be. So I'm not paying attention to the pages. I'm paying attention to the word count at this point, just so I know that I am actually adding things, because I track changes. So you can see what I took out and you can see what I added. And I specifically track that while I'm in the process, because I know exactly how many comments I had from my beta readers. So, and because it was so short initially, the notes from my beta readers weren't very much, but the changes being tracked is a lot more. And I have a feeling that once I do the computer read through before it goes to my editor, that I'm going to have to change a few more things, because it's going to end up, oh my gosh, contradict. And I understand that Bibles have contradictions, blah, 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 whatever. But my thing is, though, is that I don't want it to contradict so much, because I have changed a lot of the contradictions due to the hard to understand contradictions. Like, it doesn't make any sense if here it says one thing, here it says something completely different, and it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, I have no idea why that would change. So we're going to, flip it around, make it sound better. So I know that some of those contradictions are actually in there, and because I've only gone through and done like the changes on the notes. So I'm going to have to go back through and check the things that weren't noted. If that makes sense. But that's okay, because as soon as I finish the prayers and ceremonies today, tomorrow I will do the complete read through, which is Wednesday. And then Thursday, I can check on those notes and go through and figure that out. And then Friday, it should be able to go to my editor and so on and so forth from there. So Disciples Doctrine is almost done. That means that I will be getting on to my highlighter edits, where I just read or have my computer read to me, and then I highlight the edits. Here's book 1, here's book 2. So I have that, and I have decided that I am going to title them, because at first I was just like, oh, I'm just going to put Cult Series Book 1. And then I was like, no, this is stupid. I'm not doing that. If I have a Disciples Doctrine, which is basically the Bible, then I need to make titles to the books themselves. But I'm going to do like the titles of the books, and then underneath have it where it says Cult Series Book 1, so that you're going to know the order that it goes in, because I've realized that this is not exactly, noteworthy on which one is which, but that's okay. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me any. I have the Affair series written, so you can read any of them at any point in time. It's just that Fundamental Affair must be read before book 4. Other than that, you can read any of them at any time. I would have preferred if Fundamental Affair was written first. It was just not my intention to make it into a series. But when I did a featured author appearance at a book club, it made it more apparent that I needed more, and it made it more exciting, because I got people who love that series. And I do like the single titles. I have several single titles. And then I have one that was going to be a single title, but I feel like I might benefit more from it being a series. Also, okay, so I'm going to put this out there only because it's, halfway finished. So with my Roadkill Cafe, that is a single title coming out, I'm also in the process of, I'm editing my cult series. I'm also writing a poetry book. Okay, now... rewind on that one. Okay. So yes, technically it's a poetry book, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes people aren't interested in poetry. I get that, but it's like legit murderous rage poetry, if that makes sense. Like, so I watch a lot of true crime. So you get a lot of, backstory and stuff on people, but then you get like the crime thing. So it's more like a poetry-based story in a way. Here's my deal. I do not understand iambic pentameter. I'm not going to lie. I really don't understand it, but I'm doing my best. I don't read poetry. I don't understand the lining or the lineage that goes on where it's like 3 lines, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 3 lines, whatever. I don't understand iambic pentameter. The end. I'm just going to say that. But I am trying to make it into like a poetry style story book, if that makes sense. So each one of them is only like a page, and they're each these different stories and stuff. So there's my thing with that. And I think it's a lot of fun because it kind of starts out like stalker-ish, and then by the end it's like, oh, you're dead. I mean, that's how each one of the stories play out, and they're like these little short things. It's not that big a deal. So it is a lot of fun. I'm just going for page count on this one. Actually, I'm hoping to get up to, I want to say at least 300 pages. And that's basically because I think that would be the most fun, is to have at least 300 pages. And let me tell you something, I'll be watching TV, rando, like TV shows. And I don't know if it's because I write stuff like this, but all of a sudden it'll come into my head and I'm like, ooh, they're on their first date. How cute. What if this date ended up with a, I was driving her back to her place. We were sitting in the car. I leaned over and stabbed her right in the gut. I mean, that's the potential of the poetry. Now, granted, it doesn't come out that way. I'm not going to lie. It is kind of, it does run in a line like it is poetry and stuff, but I'm almost wondering if maybe I should change them out to be short stories, but I'm really not good with short stories only because of and I'm rambling, but I'm going to get to a point. I'm not good with short stories because I can never stick to short story format. I always feel like there's not enough details. I'm very detail oriented when it comes to certain things. Now, when it comes to describing characters, not so much. I'm vague on describing characters because I want the reader to picture whoever they want in that place. So I'm not going to give you hair color. I'm not going to give you eye color. I'm not going to give you skin tones, whatever. I will give you what they're wearing, their outfit and stuff. I'll give you that. I'll even give you their hairdo, whatever they're doing with their hair. I'll give you that. But I'm not going to give you specific details because okay. There is one guy in here that is described as John Cena, but with a dad bod. And then there's another guy that's described as Ron Jeremy, like his body type is Ron Jeremy. So I do give you that much, but it's body type, not anything else. You know what I mean? So like, what if he's like the blonde Ron Jeremy type of thing? I don't know. Anyway, 1970s porn stash, that whole thing. Anyway, so I do give descriptions like that. But when it comes to like details, like the murder itself has to be detail oriented. That's what I like. I want to know color, the spatter, the consistency. I want to know, is it coagulating? Like that is my line of detail. And I even want to know what it sounds like if the knife hits bone. There's that. In this one, so the dude shatters her knee right before he cuts her leg off. Like, I mean, that's just dead giveaway that, her leg gets, sawed off. But anyway, so he shatters her knee right before that. And I give the sound of, all of the bones breaking and what she's feeling because she's the main character. So there's that. I give all of that. Plus he describes to her, in a sense, the way that he feels when he knocks out someone to, kidnap them or abduct them. I can't really say kidnap because I think that has to do with like children. So it's abducting them and the feeling that he gets with the baseball bat and as, so anyway, there's details, sounds, smells, tastes, textures, just, That's my details. And I know that a lot of short stories don't have those details in them, so I can't stick to a word count that's short enough for certain short stories. That's just me. I tend to be, my first draft is always an underwriter situation, so I have to add things to it, and I always get really excited when I'm adding those details. But anyway, so my goal is to sell 2,000 books. This is my point that I'm getting to. My goal is to sell 2,000 books by July 1st. So just the first half of the year. That's all I need. So share this video with everyone that you know. I'm looking to sell 2,000 books. I want to get new readers. So, I mean, I will say that my Affair series is more tame than these two. Okay. It is a little more tame. And that's because it was my first few books and I wanted to be more inclusive, I guess, to everyone. So like these I could say are good for 12. I want to start with 12. Maybe 13 might be better. This one here is probably a little bit more advanced because I do go into a lot of extra detail. Plus there's one guy who strangles his victims in the middle of coitus. So there's that. Mr. Rope Man over here. Yes. So there's that. Like there is a whole thing. And he talks about the way it feels when the body goes limp and the way that they're struggling while he's... So I would say that this one would be for a little older, but anyway, this guy here, he's taxidermying his victims. There's a lot of talk about the easily accessible drugs that you can use to sedate, but keep them awake on the victims while he cuts them open because he likes to see them bleed while he removes their organs. Plus, he likes to see how many organs he can remove before they die. Anyway, I don't know if that makes me sound creepy or just interesting because I like to research a lot of things, and I'm pretty sure that the FBI is probably watching my search history, even though they know I'm a writer, and I bet you they're just watching it because they think it's interesting to see what I'm looking up. I don't know. Anyway, my cult series should be coming out soon. I believe I can have 3 books. That would be these 2 and The Disciples' Doctrine done by the end of the year, published and ready to go. So if I can get 2,000 books sold and get some new readers, then I can get more attention to my cult series. I'm actually really proud of my cult series. I have worked so hard on this. I've been doing research since 2016 on different religions. Go back and watch the video that I did on my reason for creating the cult series, and you'll see where all of that came in. But anyway, that is all that I have for you today. Share this, subscribe, like, get this out to as many people as possible. I want to get some new readers. Yeah, that's all that I have, and I will try to see y'all again soon. Okay, bye.